This is Lisa Paris from rawbeats.com, and this is Pillow Talk. Me and my pillow are hanging out in the kitchen tonight. It's actually Friday night, and I wanted to share a really awesome composting tip. Raw foodist diet produces a lot of food scraps, which are perfect for composting. I realized that I can't just be throwing these scraps out because of the fact that I don't really have a great composting system in place right now. Some of us, might live in an urban area, have a small apartment, or just might be a little bit intimidated by composting. This is the idea that I came up with. What I decided to do is keep my food scraps in a bag in the refrigerator. You could also do this in the freezer, and you can use a sealable bag, a reusable bag, whatever. Keep it in the fridge until you have time to take it and dispose of it. So by keeping it in your refrigerator, and you could keep it down in a vegetable bin where no one can see, you could keep it in a dark bag so nobody knows what it is. And I know it might sound a little bit gross or stinky or nasty, like, ew, I'm keeping garbage in the fridge, but it's basically just, the scraps from your lunch, your breakfast, lunch, or dinner. They're not getting rotten in your fridge for a few days. They're being essentially preserved. So you're all good. It's not stinky. It's not gross. Where can you take this? So I was thinking at first, there's a nursery near where I'm currently living, and so I was thinking that I could ask them, maybe they'd want to take it or would know somewhere to take it. So I went there this morning, and I drove up and with my little bag of compost in the trunk, and I was like, hey, can I dump this here? So they were like, well, there's a logging place down the street, and mind you, currently I'm living in a rural countryside right outside of Portland, kind of farmy land, and so they're like, yeah, take it to this logging place, they do composting. And I was like, logging? Okay. But I decided, for the sake of journalism, for the sake of exploration, I would see if they could help me. So I went in and talked to the nice man, and he said that yes, I could definitely bring my compost there, and for a mere $10 a yard, he would dispose of it for me. Oh, really? I'm gonna pay you to take my compost, which I'm pretty sure you're gonna turn around and sell because it says compost on your sign. So I think that you're selling compost to people, and you're gonna charge me to take it off your hands. And I just didn't feel right about that, because I feel like, hi, I'm trying to do something good for our Mother Earth, and this guy's like wants to make a buck off it. So I was like, oh yeah, cool. Okay, so I've noticed at Whole Foods, if you eat in a Whole Foods, when you go to throw things away, it's fabulous. They have recyclables and a compost bin. So I was like, they've got a compost bin up there. It's like, I think if I ask them, maybe they'll let me take it around to the back and dump my compost. And I noticed when I walked into the exit, because I'm kind of rebellious, sometimes I'll walk into, I'll enter in an exit, and I noticed there was a huge compost bin. It was like this big trash bin, and it said compost on it. And I was like, nice, that's huge. Like, I don't think this is gonna really bother them. And so I asked the girl at customer service. I was like, yeah, I've got compost, yada yada. Is it cool if I dump it here? And she's like, oh yeah. And I'm like, right on. Is it cool if I maybe do this, regularly? Because I just can't really do composting at my house right now. Is that all good? She's like, oh yeah, we compost so much. Your little itty bitty bag of compost isn't gonna matter, in the grand scheme of things. So I was like, that is so dope. And I was like, cool, is that where I just drop it off? She's like, go for it. So that's what I did. I've been a little bit lax this week with my compost. And I just figured out where to take it this morning, but I kind of have a lot. So tomorrow I'm going to be taking this whole bag of compost that I've been saving to Whole Foods, and I think that they're going to be all good with it. So, case in point, pop it in the fridge in a sealed up bag for a couple days, and the next time you go to Whole Foods, talk to the customer service there, see what up. I'm sure they'll be as nice as the one I went into today, and they'll let you drop off your compost and you can do your part. So I am going out tonight and I am totally rocking my gold disco Toms. Let's check them out. Woo! There's no place like home. There's no place like home. There's no place like home. I rock my Toms all day long. I rock my Toms all day long. Yeah, so I don't know if you know about Toms, but they're 1 for 1. So if you buy a pair of Toms, then a little child that doesn't have shoes gets a pair of Toms too. So it's pretty dope. I hope that they don't give like a little boy the same sparkling gold disco Toms that I bought. But yeah, Toms are awesome. So go Toms. Doing something good for the kitties.